The whites don't even see you as American. They see you as second class citizen from Africa. This is why they call you African American. The difference between black Americans and Africans is we don't give a fuck about what white people see us as or what white people think. We do not care. We don't worship whiteness. Not in 2025. When they threatened us with segregation, majority of us said, bring it on. We don't give a damn. We not walking up to them. White people care about black people in America way more than we care about them. We're not trying to get invited to their cookouts. We're not trying to force ourselves in their spaces. Not in 2025. That's not what's happening. White people are constantly minding our business and coming up to us and asking us questions and wanting to be included and wanting to be invited and wanting to know what we got going on. Have you ever seen Karen videos? White women, they be obsessed. Obsessed. Utterly obsessed. We do not worship white people like y'all. A lot of y'all uphold white superiority. You ever want to see what leave it up to one of y'all. We don't do that bootlicking shit over here. We don't care what they think or what they consider us. We know what's on our birth certificates. I know what it says on my passport. I know where my lineage comes from. I know where my ancestors come from. It's a psychological mind trick to think that white people are fucking superior to you. There ain't no motherfucking white person superior to me. That hatred, that shit is love. Love and hate lives on the same spectrum. They love us so fucking much. They're so obsessed that it brewed into hate. A lot of it is envy, jealousy, admiration, inferiority. Not all. Spread love is the Brooklyn way.
All right, racists, let's talk about how exhausting you people are. You people are stuck in an endless loop of announcing your hatred for the true indigenous people of this land. But here is the fundamental truth you need to hear. They do not care. They do not care. Your hatred is not a revelation. It's a boring, repetitive monologue that everyone else who doesn't hate the world because they can't be black has been forced to listen to for centuries. And the issue is not the hatred itself. Your issue is the pathological need to keep delivering the memo. Black Americans got the message, okay? Consider it filed. But if you haven't noticed, Black Americans are moving on. So why can't you? If you are so filled with disgust and so spiritually fatigued by the own labor of your own bigotry, then the solution is simple. Stay away. The energy that you spend in their social spaces, following their cultural cues, and then twisting your face into a scowl to let them know that you're displeased is the definition of a wasted life. It's you racist clowns that are the people who will voluntarily walk into a bakery, stand in a long line, and then scream at the cashier that you fucking hate cake. It's a literal tantrum. It's performative and it's deeply pathetic. Your obsession with making your hatred known is a confession. It screams that you're not confident in this world that you claimed was yours. But guess who's always comfortable? You linger because you know your own suburban house is empty. And I wouldn't call their hatred a weapon, I'd call it a leash. And it's keeping you tethered to Black Americans. Your hatred is your problem. It is your spiritual burden to carry. Black Americans are not interested in holding it for you. They are busy living, creating, and thriving. You can either find a way to exist without constantly announcing your bitterness, or you can continue to be the angry, unwelcome guest at a party you claim to despise. Let's be honest, you're only upset because no matter how much money you have, you still can't buy your way into being a black person. You have to be chosen.
Guys, how you all doing? Welcome back again to my channel. My name is Olivia, in case I just seen my face for the first time. I hope you guys are doing very good. So family, do you know what's funny? Like, Black Americans are done. Like, they are done with this whole shit going on. Like, they're done, from people disrespecting them, people disrespecting their culture, still stealing from it. They're done with almost everything, I guess, and like they want to be left alone. They want to be left alone, to live. Okay, they want to be left alone to take care of their kids, to walk on the streets without no fear or threat. They want to be left alone. Like, can you all just do that? Can you all just do that? Leave them alone. Stop seeking attention. Stop coming to them. They want to be left. Is that hard? Is that too much? Like, okay, let me not take much of your time, guys. Let's watch this video. Let's continue watching this video, of course. Let me know what you think about this video in the comment section, okay? And we'll come back after a while.
Black American freedmen, stop arguing with tethers. Just block them. Just block them. Block them. Stop arguing. I don't even give a shit no more. You wanna know why? Because they use us for clout. They need our numbers. And let me point something out to you. I by myself on this one little bullshit channel have over 2 million views a month, and I've been averaging that for the past 10 months, and I've got over 30 channels. I consider my YouTube with 26, 27,000 subscribers to be a throwaway channel. We have influence. I'm living proof of it. Stop giving a fuck what a damn tether thinks. They don't come from my damn bloodline. They come from I don't know what's going on with them. But stick with folks who like us and don't give a damn what nobody else thinks. Just block them. It's 2025. Ain't you tired of arguing with these people? I am. Fuck them. Block them. Block party, baby.
Black people want to be left alone. They don't want revenge. They don't want to replace us, as some extremist groups have said. They just want to live life in peace, the way they want to live. They want family, they want love, and they want to live in a society where they know they belong here. They want society to also know that they belong here. They want to walk out their door and not worry that they're going to be treated unfairly, or they're going to get that look like they're not welcome, or that someone's going to try to touch their hair like a zoo animal. Yes, they want us to fix. They want white people to fix white problems of prejudice and ignorance and all the ways that a wrongful sense of superiority is baked into our society. Yes, they want that to change. Yes, they want acknowledgement for harms done. They don't want us to just explain things away or justify or gloss over things without really listening. But more than anything, they want to be themselves, fully express who they are, love who they are, be with their family, and live in peace. That's it.
Yo, I got a message for the racist people that hate black people. Let me tell you one thing, all right? Let me just make this clear. If you hate us, right? Stop. Don't listen to hip-hop. Don't listen to rap. Don't listen to hip-hop. I'm talking about don't listen to NBA Youngboy. Don't listen to Kodak Black. Don't listen to SZA. Don't listen to Meg Thee Stallion. Don't listen to Cardi B. Don't listen to any hip-hop artist or rap artist. Don't dance to it. Don't make a TikTok to it. Don't make a TikTok to it. Just leave it alone. Don't even touch our food. Don't touch anything soul food, nothing. Just don't even watch our movies. Don't even watch the NFL or the NBA. Just stay in your lane. You don't like us, don't watch us, don't listen to us, don't eat our food. Simple as that.
Yo, is it me, or is it just like a lot more people is just coming after black Americans with like malice intent? Like, what's going on? Like, what's with the black American hate recently? Like, what the fuck is going on, bro? Like, can somebody explain this to me? Like, what is up with the black American hate right now? What the fuck did we do to all of you?
While I have your attention, all y'all had to do was vote for that black woman. At the end of the day, all y'all had to do was vote for that black woman. The black woman that had plans, bona fide plans for first-time homeowners, for business owners, for student loan borrowers, for the whole nine. Not concepts of a plan, but actual detailed plans and policy. And y'all fumbled. Leftist and progressive sat on the couch, became one issue progressives and liberals. I'm not even talking about those that are on the right, because we're not talking about them. The fact that we are even here right now is because y'all did not want people that look like me to, one, be in charge, or one, benefit anymore. I have a long laundry list of friends of mine that are either unemployed or underemployed. By the grace of God, I have been able to reset, restructure, and come home where I know that I can afford the cost of living. But I know so many of my friends and people that I know do not have that. And I look around and I see some of these horrible takes about what's going on in the world. Yes, it is sad what is going on in Gaza. It is sad what is going on with ICE and the concentration camps that are being built up around the states and the country all together. We have a whole Texas legislature that is bending the knee, per the usual, to cheat in an election because they know that what they're doing is wrong. They know what they are doing is out of pocket and unpopular. But we didn't even have to get here. And that is the part that sometimes wakes me up at night and causes me to go take a drink of water and take a couple of deep breaths, because it did not have to be. I grew up watching Columbine happen. Hell, I can go even further to, I'm from Oklahoma. I remember my mom coming to pick me up from daycare after the Murrah building was bombed. September 11th. Dark night shooting. All of these school shootings that happened while I was coming of age. GM and big bank bailouts. And I saw classmates of mine whose parents were losing their homes and their jobs in 2008 and 2009. And me and my age group are finally getting our footing. And this is what we have to work with. All we ask for anybody to do is look at the two candidates and pick the best one. But instead, America chose racism, patriarchy, being white male centered. And here we are. So to that I say, now that we have Gavin Christopher Newsom over in California right now popping off, fighting fire with fire, is that the packaging that we want moving forward? Because clearly a black woman is not what y'all want. Clearly a black woman with a plan is not what the country and what the people want. Clearly. It's just a random thought of mine that I have had ongoing, and that I've been working it out in therapy, because if I let myself doom scroll, I might not never come out of it. And I'm not one of those people that is going to lie to myself. I worked in the news business for a long time, and I took a lot of stuff with me and unpacked a lot during the time in which I was in those newsrooms. Pitching stories, pitching guests, talking to different people, traveling the world, all of those things. And to see where we are as a society, Madam VP Harris was right. The rest of the world is laughing at us. We are not respected on the world stage. If we recover, it is not because we deserve it, but it is because it is good for business to everybody else. And that's just, I'm going to fall on that hill. So while y'all are doom scrolling and having horrible takes about where black Americans are and what black Americans can do and say and all of this stuff, just know black Americans, the descendants of the enslaved, were stolen people brought to a stolen land to build a multi-billion-dollar entity called the United States. Fight with your mama about it. Show me the data that says that I am wrong, and I will recant my statement. So when you see black women on this app, when you see us in the street, when you see us in the grocery store, when you see us doing whatever and just existing, leave us alone. Leave us alone. You really honestly don't even have to say hi. You don't have to acknowledge our presence. Just leave us alone. Leave us alone. Do not talk to us about your problems. Do not talk to us about, how you can't believe all of this is happening. If you voted for this, or if you sat on the couch, this is on you. This is on you. Sometimes you just gotta laugh to keep from crying.
Black people are still resting, and they're gonna be resting for quite some time, okay? Because I don't think y'all understand the severity. Like, I think that there's some people out here that think that black people are playing and that we'll eventually get over this and we'll get back to work. No. We will get back to work in our community. Black Americans will be okay because we put in the work. It's the rest of the people of color groups that have not put in the work because they came to this country with rights that black Americans fought and bled and died for. So when black people say that we are resting, that is what we mean. It is not just this election. It is not just this. It is a culmination of so many disappointments from our existence on this stolen land. Okay? Because let's be clear. America is a stolen land built by stolen people. At the end of the day, that is what America is. Black Americans decided that they wanted to make something out of nothing. And that is what we have done for hundreds of years. And have literally laid a table together for everybody to be equitable. Okay? Equitable. All we want is equity, not revenge, not a leg up in the world, but equity across the board. And because America said that that's not what she wants, everybody is going to have to reap what they sow. Black people have been sowing seeds of equity, civil rights movements, voting rights movements. We have been sowing good seeds. So over the next 4 to 8 or however many years, Black Americans are going to be okay. It's all the other groups that we were worried about. But y'all let us know y'all not worried about yourselves, so we can't. Can we talk? It's been a while. I know. But Black women, we're still resting. Yep. Black people as a whole, we are tightening up our ship. Black people as a whole, we are building community amongst each other. Everything else around us is just a distraction at this point because we warned, we shared information, infographics, data, and statistics of what might happen. And clearly, people did not believe that fat meat is greasy. And that video that I just shared was a couple of days after the election, after I had gotten all the tears out, after I had cried it out, after I had prayed it out, all the things. And I said, this was different because the levee of trust broke all the way, right? Black people have lived in a certain, Black Americans, the descendants of the enslaved, have lived on this stolen land for quite some time, and we understand patterns. We understand when the shift in the atmosphere changes, and we move accordingly. And what we're seeing is we have conditioned ourselves to do that. We have conditioned ourselves to pivot when the temperature changes. And a lot of people now are seeing the temperature change, not just feel it, but see it in real time, and they don't know how to react, and they don't know how to deal. So anybody that is getting on this app trying to tell Black women to do anything, trying to tell the 80% of Black American men to do anything right now other than do what we've been doing the past 10, 11, almost 12 months, you're part of the problem, not the solution. I hate to say it, but some of us ain't gonna make it because we too busy trying to argue with stupid. We too busy trying to argue with stupid. And I just refuse. This is your friendly reminder. We know how we got here. Our rest is important. How we mobilize look different. A lot of the revolution will not be televised. And that's why a lot of folks is mad, because they don't know what we doing and it scares them. Okay? So while you all are building out your community, while you are tightening up the ship, whether you all are saving more money, because when I tell you, I get annoyed when I have to spend any amount of money because I have gotten so I work hard for my money, and I'm not just about to give it to anybody or anything, because it's apparent y'all don't care about my money. Y'all care about my money, but y'all don't care about me, and that's a problem. It's some places I don't go no more. It's some people I don't see anymore, because at the end of the day, we have got to guard our gates. We have got to guard our peace. We have got to guard our energy, because the more chaos ensues, the more dangerous people get. The more, people do stuff because they just can't pinpoint what Negroes is doing, and they mad about it. So at the end of the day, make sure that you are moisturizing. SPF is necessary for us. Drink your 6 to 8 glasses of water or more. Make sure that you are getting in the gym. As I talk to you, I'm talking to myself. Because we in for a long ride, but it is nothing that our ancestors have not done that we cannot do
again and better to make sure that when we come on the other side of this, we don't have to, this can literally just be a lesson. But this is a hard lesson because now everybody is learning it because y'all just didn't want to believe Black people who have been oppressed in this land for quite some time. Yep, slavery is ended, but like systemic racism is everywhere. And now y'all are figuring out that racism, classism, otherism is all on the same boat now. So, you know, y'all be well.
What I'm starting to realize is that a lot of people don't really understand the relationship that Black Americans have with white people in this country. They think it's a symbiotic relationship. They think that our relationship with white people is mutually beneficial. They don't get that a lot of the privileges that we have in this country, I wouldn't even call them privileges, right? A lot of the things we fought for in this country were paid for in blood. That's the relationship that we have with white people in this country. Anything that we have was paid for in blood. We had to fight for it. We had to kill for it. And we were killed for it. We do not have a mutually beneficial relationship with white people in this country. It is parasitism. It is parasitism. I'm also realizing that a lot of people simply don't care. That includes people of the diaspora and people of color. November 2024. We asked you to take the chicken out of the freezer. We came home and the chicken was still frozen. Not only that, you took the chicken and you threw it at us. You said you didn't want chicken, you wanted steak. And Black people said, cool, but I'm not buying a steak. You got to buy your own steak. And you had a temper tantrum. And you cheered and tried to starve us. You wanted us to starve. And you rejoiced when you thought we were starving, only to find out we have food in the pantry.
I'm going to tell you like my grandma told me. It's because we like ourselves. It's because we like ourselves. They cannot do anything to us to take away our joy. They can't do anything to us to take away our confidence. They can't do anything to us that makes us feel like we're not going to make it through. We know we're going to make it through because our ancestors did. Anything that you could do to a group of people have been done to us. And because we know that, because we know our ancestors survived much worse, we know that we can. They sang during the worst of times, so we can sing now. They laughed during that. We can laugh now. We like ourselves. And that's, if other groups of people, if they had to go through what we go through, they would not make it. And they know that. So they don't understand why we do. They don't understand how we can still laugh through all of this pain and turmoil. All the jokes that we made about how every day the world's falling apart, and here we are skating and double dutch and playing spades and line dancing and having a good time. They don't understand how that's happening. You see the farmers out there in Kentucky or Nebraska, wherever, they are having a horrible time, and their suicide rates are 3 times the national average right now because they can't take it. They cannot take what we can take. Not only can we take it, not only can we endure, we can also be happy while we're doing it. We can find joy while we're doing it. That's why Black people always will be like, we don't take anything seriously. Or we make a joke out of everything. In every situation, we make a joke because we know how to have joy. We figured out that life is about having fun. And people will look at that and they hate it. They hate it. They say that we're lazy. They say that we are, uneducated and stupid and everything, childish, immature. But the truth is they are jealous. They're jealous because if what had happened to us happened to them, they would not be as happy as we are. They would not have figured out a way to still have joy. And they hate us for it. They hate us that they cannot do anything to us to rob us of that joy. And you know why? It's because they didn't give it to us. So they can't take it away.
So y'all can tell me if it's just me, but I just been feeling like this entire year I've been finding out that literally everybody hates Black Americans, even Black people all around the world. And no shade, that's probably why our ancestors said all skin folk ain't kinfolk. But at the same time, I feel like the way that people feel about us is the way they should actually feel about white people. Because we didn't do anything to you. We didn't do shit to you. But white people is letting you know they don't fucking like you and they don't want you in their country. That you're mad at us. You got the hostility with us. And I'm gonna be honest, it makes me feel sad, but at the same time, it makes me feel very powerful because I'm like, yeah, they were able to successfully scapegoat us, but it gotta be something deeper. It honestly makes me feel like my people is like actually very powerful in many ways, and we may not be aware of it right now, but when we wake up to it and we tap into it, the world is gonna have a rude fucking awakening.
Bill Maher made a point to say that he spoke to photographers that attended the No King's Day protests. And these photographers said to him that they really struggled to find pictures of Black people in attendance. Why is that? Why are photographers looking for Black people to be in attendance at the No King's Day protests? Folks, we've known what this has been about. We've known what all of this has been about since Election Day. We all knew what time it was. And we knew that stepping back and allowing the rest of the country to fight this battle was the right decision. Because if you read Project 2025, if you read any piece of Project 2025, you knew they were looking to come after our community. And while so many other communities are proving to be collateral damage right now, they are also suffering at the hands of these people right now. Their goal, their end game, the last infinity stone to what they need to accomplish relies on the presence of Black people. It hasn't even been a year since that election took place. And now you literally have someone like Bill Maher on his show speaking to someone like Michael Steele on HBO about the fact that can't nobody find us. Folks, if you have any knowledge of media, especially in America, especially at the highest levels of media, that means this conversation is happening in the boardrooms of some of the most powerful people on the planet. A lot of the people that probably have their hands in what's going on with this government are clearly looking for any way to get Black people involved. But we haven't, and it actually confuses them. They're holding case studies on live television, trying to figure out what it's going to take to get us into this fight. Anyone who doubted that we made the right decision should be paying attention to that conversation. Because I believe it highlights that we are connected to something very spiritual that they want access to. They've wanted access to it for a long time. They need it right now, and they cannot get it.
They underestimate our ability to start over. That's what the problem is. They don't know that we will pick up where we left off and we will start over. What did Olivia say? If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. Nobody knows how to do that better than Black Americans. Nobody knows how to start from nothing when you had something. We do. We know how to do that. We've been kicked down so many times before. First they gave us 40 acres and a mule. Took it back. Had to start over. Then we built up our own Rosewood, Tulsa, burned that down. Got to start over. There's so many times that we have had to start over that we know how to do it. That's one thing we know how to do. And they underestimate our ability to start over. They think that taking all these Black women out of these jobs, there's 350,000 Black women, of which I am one. They think I ain't going to start over. I'm just going to start over. They underestimate our ability to do it again. And this time we'll do it better because we have the knowledge and the experience that we didn't have last time. That's why we don't get bitter. We just get better. And they always think that we're going to react in the way that they would. You see? Do you see how they out there in D.C. and ain't nobody doing nothing? They think that we going to react in the way that they would if this was happening to them. But we never do. Because every single time they knock us down, we get up better. And they keep underestimating that. Oh, well, you know.
I just feel like black people been chill all year. We've been chill all year and getting poked at all fucking year. And my thing is, when we lean the fuck forward, I don't want to hear shit. When we lean the fuck forward, I don't want to hear a motherfucking thing. I don't want to hear, oh my God, they're this, they're that. Nah, bitch. Keep that same energy you had all motherfucking year. So I'm just saying, when we lean the fuck forward, be ready.
See, the difference between me and a lot of other people on the internet is that I'm not really here for the America slander. You know, I was deployed with my daddy. I'm not going to say I was deployed, but we were stationed over there in Germany when I was a very young child in the early 90s. And my daddy was in Saudi Arabia fighting on behalf of this country. Many sacrifices have been made. My daddy experienced PTSD, and we, his children, definitely had to ride that wave with him. There are far too many sacrifices that have been made for me to not defend this country. This is the only country I have. And unlike a lot of these Americans who love to slander our country, I've actually lived in other places, on other continents with an S. I've actually traveled the world. I've actually spoken the languages and lived amongst the people. Okay, not just visit as a tourist or on a cruise ship. I know what's out there. I see what's out there in the rest of the world. And for that reason, I am very proud to be an American. And for that reason, I'm very defensive of this country. No, I do not enjoy the systems of this country. And yes, there is much that could be done to better this country. But there's also much that could be done to better you. There's much that could be done to better me. I wouldn't abandon myself just because I have room for growth. I'm not going to abandon this country. Y'all don't know how to work for anything. Not you, friend, but these people who always have something negative to say about America, but they're not actually doing anything to benefit America. The main ones complaining about the country are the ones who are benefiting from its entitlements. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? The same ones who have so much negative to say about the country literally are benefiting from the entitlements, and the moment the entitlements are taken away, now you really are upset with the country. Maybe you should learn to appreciate the country that you have. Maybe you should learn how to contribute to it in a positive way so these benefits can continue for you and others can experience benefits as well. The only people who it ain't just the poor and hungry people who should, and the elderly and the veterans aren't the only ones who deserve to feel and reap the benefits of being Americans. All Americans deserve to reap the benefits of being Americans. So don't be mad at the wealthy for being wealthy at the same time as you wishing that you had more wealth. Because once you become wealthy, you will still desire to have benefits, to experience benefits as well, because you've earned that wealth. The wealthy have earned their wealth. I'm not trying to take that from them. I'm not trying to take anybody's wealth from them, but there's plenty more wealth where that comes from, and I'm going to get mine here in America. I'm not going to scrape the bottom of the barrel and beg this country to do something for me. I'm going to contribute to this country so we can all benefit. From the mountains to the valleys to the oceans white with foam, you know what I mean? God bless America. I rock with America. What other country do you know has multiple oceans and a Gulf and multiple Great Lakes and prairies and farms and mountains and desert, beaches, forests, whatever you need, we have it over here in America. The systems are trash. The people who are running the systems need to get the hell out the way. We need to leave that other country, that dusty country over there on the other side of the world, alone. Because they mad, they jealous. They could never be America. It'll never be that. But y'all need to learn how to fight for your country.
So I've been noticing this trend on TikTok where you have mostly black Americans asking the ethos, why do you hate us? We have done nothing to you, so why is the world so against us? And as a 32-year-old who has lived in 5 states and 3 different countries, let me give you my perspective. The world uses power dynamics against black people because they depend on us. And without our exploitation, the world economy would collapse. Yeah, I said it. And let me explain to you what I mean. There would be no United States. There will be no South America almost entirely, especially Brazil. No Caribbean, and a large part of Central America without the exploitation of black people due to slavery and building these countries for free. For the people going, well, that was in the past. Let's talk about the present. Because black labor is still exploited in order for economic growth. nationally here in the United States, but also internationally. Think of how many European countries, companies, what have you, that exploit and take resources out of sub-Saharan Africa for our phones, our computers, car batteries. And I said European, but also American, Japanese, Chinese, what have you. The world is so dependent on the exploitation of Black people, it needs to use continuous power dynamics to keep us in place and to keep us in fear. Because if we realize just how much power we have, if we started bonding together and basically being like, no, you're not going to exploit us anymore, the world economy would be in trouble. They can't have that. And there is a connection between imperialism, colonization, Western imperialism, anti-Blackness, and white supremacy. All of which are power dynamics that keep Black people in the United States and around the world under control and in a systematic bind. So that was one. Let's talk about the other thing. Fear of revenge. If you ask many people around the world, would you want to be a Black person? They automatically are going to be like, no. Because they know all over the world Black people are disliked and targeted. And the reason they also say no is because they know horrible things have happened to Black people and continue to happen to Black people. And after all of that discrimination, all of that prejudice, all of that death, they are afraid that we will do the same thing to them if we have the power to do so. I heard someone say once that the United States is lucky that Black Americans want equality and not revenge, because God knows they deserve revenge after everything that has been done to them. And that is what scares people. It's all about power dynamics and making sure that Black people are kept within a strict, very controlled dynamic. Because if we realized how much power we have to control the world economy and to stop being exploited, the world will be in big trouble. And that is very scary for some of the world's most powerful people. So they manipulate using power dynamics toward the rest of the population. Anyway, that's my take. See you later.
I'm not third, first generation, fourth generation, fifth. My family has been here for 17 generations. Before the founding of the United States, my family has been here. I'm not new here. You realize that. I'm foundational. I'm Native, North American, West African, and European. That's my genetic bloodline. I'm Black American.
Peace, baby. My African Americans or Black Americans, stop for just a second. I've been seeing like discourse about us in the diaspora. And I just want to say, remember who you are. Remember where you came from. And pay wickedness no mind. We know who we are. There's no need for us to continue to try to prove our culture and our heritage. Because to be honest with you, there's so much of Black American heritage that is a closed practice. But because we have been taught that what is ours is theirs, and everybody should have access to, and everybody should be able to make an opinion on, and even whenever they have no information, even whenever they use feelings over fact, we have been taught, and so have they, that our heritage, our plight, our beauty and our strength don't matter. And so that said, baby, keep it between us. Don't let outsiders, whether they are within the diaspora or outside of the diaspora, get us ruffled up. Continue to share your heritage. Continue to maintain. And let's be a little quieter on this app and outside externally. Because at the end of the day, baby, we know what it is. I love you. Be well.
Black people in America are the role models for 1.8 billion Black people in the world. When we say something's cool, it's cool in Tibet. When we say something's a dud, it's a dud in North Korea. We have mastered culture, community, and cool and creativity, yes or no? So now all we have to do is switch, become bilingual, and master capitalism, commerce, and a new community. Don't go from rocking the mic to owning it. So I want you just to shift your brain. In other words, you are the capital. You already have what you need. When you walk in a room, you are unique. Everybody wants to be you.
So I've been pretty open about the fact that I was a flaming liberal just a few years ago. Many people have asked me, how did I go from being such a devout liberal to speaking with such conviction about being a part of the Republican Party now? And I realized that a Black Republican feels very much like an oxymoron. And a big part of it was I researched history. And I want to give you guys a quick history lesson of literally the history that made me a Republican. And I'm going to make it short and sweet so that it's not boring, but it's important. And it's something that is easy to share with your friends when you're having conversations about this. So I wrote down notes so that I could make it clear. Before the 1930s, Black America had no choice but to rely on ourselves, right? We thrived. We had schools, banks, businesses, our families were strong, our churches were strong. Communities like Black Wall Street were real and vibrant, literally a dream come true, right, for the Black community. But then the Great Depression comes and Roosevelt rolls out the New Deal and says, don't worry, the government will help you. The government will take care of you. Those are not ever good words, by the way. This is when it happened, and this is a huge turning point and not a good one for the Black community. It's when the shackles that our ancestors fought so hard to get taken off were quietly slipped back on, but in the name of dependency, right? So here's the truth that nobody wants to talk about. The parties didn't switch. The parties didn't switch. We did, right? The Republican Party was the party that ended slavery, that passed literally every major civil rights bill. They didn't suddenly become the enemy. We walked away. We switched our votes and our loyalty to the party that promised us handouts, right? By the 1960s, the Great Society blew the welfare state wide open. And all of those programs, you guys, they punished marriage. They rewarded dependency. They literally paid you more if there was no man in your house, right? That's not good. And Charlie Kirk talked about that a lot. So many Black women decided to make the most logical choice and marry the government. They replaced husbands with a monthly check. The system knew exactly what it was doing. And the result was, back in 1960, when my mother was born, only 22% of Black kids were born to single mothers. And today, it's over 65% born to single mothers. Generational wealth is flat. Business ownership has not really grown. And despite trillions spent on fighting poverty, poverty is still where it was. We hand that party, the Democrat Party, 90% of our vote. And what do we get? They didn't earn it. They never earned it. And they just say, if you don't vote for us, you ain't Black. Because look at what we've done for you. Look at everything we've done for you. Instead of fighting back, we say, we'll do. You guys, we traded Booker T. Washington for food stamps. We traded Black Wall Street for Section 8. We stopped measuring success by what we build as a community and started measuring it by what we're given. That's not progress. That is dependency until we face the truth, which is that the New Deal wasn't a rescue. It was a reset. We'll keep wearing the shackles that we swore that we would never wear again. So
they don't hate you because you're violent. They hate you because you're waking up. The most dangerous Black man in America is the one who thinks for himself.
When you're Black, you're never really lonely because there will always be a white person all up in your business.
So yeah, they don't care that you hate them because hate doesn't stop their progress anymore. You know, hate doesn't stop their success, their joy, or their power. Okay, at this point, all they are saying is leave Black people alone. Stop policing, their emotions, their skin, their voices, their bodies. They are not asking for your approval. Okay, they are demanding peace. That's not so much. Okay, so if you like this video, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and of course drop your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to support the channel by subscribing to the channel. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.